there was a lot of argument between the two of us, just to get a simple homework done. Like the argument could be like an hour, but the homework can be done in like less than 30 minutes. I also felt that the school is not providing enough support in the sense of like giving the children the skill set needed to actually help them complete the homework in a more autonomous manner. It just became like, you have homework, you have to do it. But he was also very confused, like, where am I studying for? Why do I need to study maths? What's the purpose of getting good grades? He didn't see the meaning behind studying. I am Alexia. I am his mother, who was never really in any tuition or an academic program per se, because he was actually coping relatively well at school. But I increasingly noticed that it was getting harder and harder to get him to do homework when he's going to court. What prompted me to start looking around for a program was because of his attitude towards learning, and I felt that it needed to be something beyond just knowing the subjects very well, scoring good grades. It needs to be something more than that.
I had problem managing my time. I spend a lot of time resisting on doing the things I should be doing. My mother just forced me to make a timetable, but I didn't believe it. My mother was scolding to get me to learn. Teaching us more patient.
I would say after the first 3 or 4 weeks, basically after the first module was completed, then I started seeing the shift. Initially, I was also very anxious because like the sessions were online. I wasn't sure how receptive he was. Once the first module is completed, then I started seeing the change. I didn't feel like the need, the hover to make sure that he paid attention so much. I could just do like a quick check-in and he can tell me that he's done it, and I'm very confident that he really done it.
I was better at doing the things I had to do in lesser amounts of time.
He was definitely managing his time better, so I didn't feel the need to constantly remind him that he still had things to do, time slipping away. I was pretty busy last year. Then the quality of the work usually fluctuates depending on how much supervision I can give him. But after his sessions teaching, I realized that I didn't need to monitor so much. I can just let go quite a fair bit. And he's actually taking ownership and responsibility for the quality of his homework, like the day-to-day. I can see it that, it's actually very, very good. You can tell that he put in the time, he put in the effort. He did really well last year at the year-end exam. So, and that was with like minimum, almost no revision. He just kept up with like the day-to-day learnings, day-to-day homework. He didn't do anything extra, and he actually came back with very, very decent results. Was it AL7? AL6, combined AL6. So he did very well. So I was very pleased. I think parents were more conscious about the fact the current education system is too academic content focused and not really life skill focused. If they know that difference, then I think this would be a program definitely worth investing in, because what they really lack now is someone to show them how to actually manage their day-to-day, right? It's not so much about whether they know this subject very well or not. It's about managing their time. What skills can they utilize to actually maximize their efforts with a minimum of time. So I think for parents who are very busy, they want their children to be a bit more independent, then I think this is a worthy investment, because I've seen the change in my own son. I was also hesitant about the amount, but after going through the program together with Xavier, I think it is a worthy investment. I think it beats shifting him from like tuition center to tuition center in pursuit of that grade, when the fundamental issue is that he didn't have the correct skill sets to cope.